Have you ever tried to start reading the Bible and felt completely lost after just a few pages? Did it feel difficult, confusing, or even disconnected from your reality? You're not alone. A lot of people think the Bible is only for those who already understand everything about faith, or that you have to be some sort of holy scholar to dive into those pages. But what if I told you that this is the biggest myth you've ever been told? That there is a clear, practical, and light path, a reliable route for anyone who wants to start reading the Bible from scratch, without guilt or complication. Most people get it wrong right from the start. They choose a difficult book, an old translation, or try to read everything at once, like they're cramming for a test. The result? Frustration. And worse, they end up thinking the Bible isn't for them. But hold on, because the truth is very different. The Bible is for you, whether you've never read it, stopped and want to come back, or just want to know where to begin. And here, you'll discover the best starting point, the first book to read, reading plans that actually work, and how to make it a light and transformative habit. This guide is different. It won't throw you into hard-to-understand passages or complicated terms. It'll show you the stepping stones, with simple language, practical strategy, and an approach that fits into your routine. It will show you that faith and Bible reading are not separate worlds, but a journey that can start today, even if you've never opened a Bible before. And you know what? You might even discover that what was missing in your life for everything to change was just a different kind of reading. A lot of people look at the Bible and immediately think, that's way too complicated for me. But don't worry, the truth is, the Bible is not just one book. It's an impressive collection of 66 books, or 73 in the Catholic version. There's poetry in the Psalms, epic stories in Genesis and Exodus, wisdom in Proverbs, striking prophecies in Isaiah, and the life-changing teachings of Jesus in the New Testament. Each part has its own style, like a whole library wrapped in a single cover. That changes everything. Once you understand that, Bible reading for beginners becomes much lighter and more interesting. It's like opening a box full of different gems, some shinier, some older, but all valuable. The Old Testament gives you a rich backdrop of the story of God's people, while the New Testament reveals the life of Jesus and the birth of the Church. Where to start reading the Bible depends on your curiosity and spiritual thirst, but realizing that you don't need to read everything at once takes a big weight off your shoulders. Anyone starting out might feel lost if they try to read it like a novel, cover to cover. A good first step is realizing that you can study the Bible in many different ways, even using themed reading plans. One day you read a bit of wisdom, the next you dive into an exciting story. And the best part, with an easy-to-understand Bible translation like the NLT or the GNT, you won't get stuck on hard words or ancient expressions. If you're looking for how to study the Bible with ease and meaning, exploring these styles is a great start. The journey becomes more exciting and full of discoveries, and before you know it, you'll be curious to understand who Jesus is and what he has to do with it all. If the Bible is a map, Jesus is the final destination. That's why, for beginners holding the Bible for the first time, the best path is to start with the New Testament, specifically, the Gospel of John. There, the life of Jesus isn't just told, it's revealed deeply. John doesn't start with long genealogies or endless stories. He gets straight to the point, showing who Jesus is, what he came to do, and why it matters so much. For those asking how to start reading the Bible, this choice can change everything. It's like finding an open door at the very beginning. After John, you can move on to the other Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and then go into Acts, where you'll see the impact of Jesus' life on the first Christian communities. The epistles, like Romans and Ephesians, will then deepen your faith and explain how to live it out practically. The great thing is that it all connects to our daily lives. If you want a Bible reading plan, you can build a light routine, John, Acts, then an epistle, and repeat the cycle. And over time, reading the Bible daily stops feeling like a chore and becomes a joy. Getting to know Jesus first changes the game. You begin to see the Old Testament with fresh eyes. It's like watching a movie after you already know the ending. Everything starts to make more sense. So here's the golden tip. Dive into the life of Jesus before anything else. Read slowly, meditate, underline passages that speak to you. Say a short prayer before reading, even something simple. asking for understanding. Faith and Bible reading walk hand in hand, and this beginning could be the spark that lights a permanent flame. But what if this reading was even easier to understand? Many people give up right after their first try because they picked a difficult translation, full of words that even the dictionary doesn't explain well. Here's a simple and powerful mentor tip. Choose a Bible in easy-to-read language. Translations like the NLT, New Living Translation, GNT, Good News Translation, or CSB, Christian Standard Bible, are great entry points. They keep the essence of the original text but use everyday language. That makes all the difference for someone who wants to understand the Bible without having to take a theology course first. And beyond the language, there's something else that makes a huge difference: resources. A good study Bible includes explanatory notes, maps, historical insights, and even built-in reading plans. And it doesn't have to be expensive. There are free online versions, apps, and even PDFs with these tools. Beginners can choose a Bible with helpful footnotes explaining who the characters are, why certain events mattered, or the cultural context of the time. That not only makes the reading easier for beginners, but also a lot more exciting. And there's more. You can combine all of this with a good notebook, highlighters, and post-its. Yes, you can write, highlight, and scribble freely. This really helps with Bible meditation and building a consistent habit. After all, a Bible for beginners shouldn't be a challenge. It should be a meaningful experience. With the right tools, reading stops being overwhelming and becomes a moment of discovery. Now that we understand how important format is, how do we organize this reading in daily life? The urge to read everything at once can actually sabotage your journey. That's why anyone starting Bible reading needs to know that one verse a day with focus is better than rushing through 5 chapters. Having a Bible reading plan that's simple, to the point, and fits into your routine is the secret. Having a Bible reading plan that's simple, to the point, and fits into your routine is the secret. It can be a themed plan, like one focused on the life of Jesus or stories of faith, or a chronological one that follows the order of events. The important thing is that it makes sense for you. Let's be practical. If you have 10 minutes a day, use 2 to say a prayer before reading, 5 to read the passage, and 3 to reflect. Think that's too little? It's not. Consistency builds the habit, and soon you'll want to dive deeper. Some people prefer to start with the Gospel of John, others with Psalms, and that's okay. The first book to read in the Bible doesn't have to be Genesis, unless you're especially interested in that. The plan has to fit you, not the other way around. Just like no one starts a marathon sprinting, the Bible is a journey made one step at a time. Daily Bible reading becomes easier when there's a tangible goal. It could be something like, I'll read 1 chapter a day before bed, or every morning before checking my phone, I'll read a passage and jot something down. And honestly, before long, you'll be excited to see what the next verse says. Building this habit is like planting a seed. You water it every day, watch it grow, celebrate the small wins. And believe it, everything starts to change. But what if Bible reading stopped being just a habit and became a spiritual encounter? Opening the Bible without preparing your heart is like trying to listen to music with broken headphones. The message might be there, but something gets lost. That's why saying a prayer before reading is essential. And it doesn't have to be complicated. A simple, God, help me understand what I'm about to read, can completely change the atmosphere. If you want to truly study the Bible, understand that this moment isn't just intellectual, it's spiritual, too. Faith and Bible reading walk side by side, like 2 inseparable friends. And after reading, comes the part many forget, reflection. Bible meditation is like chewing your food well before swallowing. It helps you absorb what you've read. You can do this through a spiritual journal, notes on your phone, or even a conversation with someone you trust. Read a passage, then stop and ask, what does this teach me today? How can I apply it in my life? For example, if the passage is about forgiveness, think about who you need to forgive, or ask forgiveness from. It's through this kind of application that the Bible for beginners starts becoming a lived experience. Reading the Bible isn't just about learning ancient stories, it's about letting them transform you. And that transformation happens from the inside out. Those who develop the habit of praying before and reflecting after realize that the text stops being static and becomes a conversation. It's as if God Himself is striking up a dialogue with you, right there, in the silence. So if you're looking to build a consistent and meaningful Bible reading habit, maybe it's time to start treating each reading as a scheduled meeting with your inner self and with God. Now tell me, what's stopping you from taking the first step? You already have the map, the starting point, the shortcuts, and even the fuel. All that's missing is putting your foot on the road. Daily Bible reading isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Doesn't matter if it's one verse or one chapter, each reading is a step in the right direction. So the question is, how much longer are you going to wait before letting God's Word transform your life? What you've learned here isn't just content, it's a tool for real change. So tell me, do you already have your Bible? Have you decided where to start? Will you begin with the Gospel of John or create your own Bible reading plan? Share in the comments how you plan to start. Your question might be someone else's question too, and your experience might inspire others to take their first step. And if this content helped you, don't leave without subscribing to the Entre Lynn Has de Faith channel. Hit the notification bell to keep learning about faith, the Bible for beginners, and how to bring spirituality into your everyday life. Here we talk in a light, practical, and deep way, the way you deserve. Let's walk this journey together.